Hi, Aaron from Western Mowers, and this is Western Mowers Tip of the Week. This week I want to talk to you about sharpening your chain. Last week we spoke about what we're actually looking for to achieve when we do sharpen a chain. This week we're actually going to go through it. I've got a demonstration on one that I prepared earlier on what we're actually looking for, how to sharpen the chain. So what I've got is our diagram from last week. Now we covered off last week looking for a nice gullet. We've just determined the difference between a semi-chisel and full chisel chain last week. This week, whenever we sharpen the chain, exaggerated file, we're always going to make sure we file from the heel to the toe on the cutter. So always going to file to the point. We're not going to file from the point. And what I mean by that is it's coming from the point facing in. You're not going to get what we're trying to achieve is that gullet. Okay. So what we have is I've got a little chainsaw that we've got set up. I'm going to show you how to do it quickly freehand, and then I'm going to show you how to use it with a Husqvarna depth gauge tool and raker set. So when we sharpen the chain, as I said before, you grab your file. Most chains today have actually got a marking sitting on the chain so you can actually keep it parallel, but it's around 30 degrees. How I remember is I hold it 30 degrees and I usually drop it down just a little bit. And once again, we're going to file to the point. Generally 2 or 3 strokes. Okay, you're going to use your tool to move the chain, so physically move it forward, and then same thing again. Grab the file and 2 or 3 strokes. Now I'm right-handed, so if I'm doing this side here, I'm actually pushing away from it, where if I'm coming from the other side in, I'm pushing into it. So what I would do generally is I would run, say, 3 strokes on my right-hand cutter, but on the side that I'm not as strong and probably strong on my right arm, is I'm going to do 4 strokes. What we want to try and achieve is equal tooth length on every tooth. And what we do that is it assures that the saw is going to cut nice and straight and it's not going to want to wander to a left or a right hand. There is very simple toolkits available today. You've got Husqvarna do a depth gauge toolkit. Now what we have is you've got 2 arrows on the inner side. The 2 arrows on the inner side must face towards the point of the bar. Okay, so once again, arrows facing towards the point of the bar. Okay, and that gives us our right depth. We hold it 30 degrees and we same thing, 2 to 3 strokes and we can move on. When you're doing the opposite side, we bring it across and we're going to file to the point as well. As we spoke about last week as well, is every second or third time you sharpen the chain, you want to adjust the depth control, which is your raker height. So what we do, once again, with the tool, we sit it behind and we're going to take off whatever is on top. Okay, you may not have to do this every time, as I said, generally every second to third time, and whatever's on top you're going to file off. One thing to make certain is whenever you do move the chain, as I said, use a tool, don't use your hand because you will cut your hand. Quick little things that are available for this, you know, I'm using a stump vise. Now exaggerated, this is tapped into some wood. That holds my saw, so if I'm out in the middle of the field, I don't have to physically try and hold my hand on the saw while I'm trying to file, so I've got a stump vise. You know, you've got electric kits available as well. So these are a little 12-volt kit that you plug up onto a 12-volt battery, and you can sharpen the chain remotely as well as your normal filing kits, depth gauge tools, and you've got clamps and things like that. I hope you learned something. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for listening.